In our last class, there was some problem regarding the recording on YouTube. It got snapped off after 22 minutes or so. So that class was not recorded fully. So I could not. Of course, nobody has wanted to have that class. But anyway, so what we shall do is take a quick preview of the previous mantra, mantra number 5 of Mandukya Upanishad. And how can we do it? Let's do it the PowerPoint that I shared last time. So now Mandukya Upanishad is urging us to look closely at our sleep state, sleeper. Okay, the sleeper is called pragya. Interesting, right? Pragya means one who knows everything. But apparently, in deep sleep, we do not know anything. Why? Then the deep sleep state is called pragya. Try to think about it and try to get back to me. So it is the third quarter or third aspect of Atma, consciousness. And the state is deep sleep. Deep sleep means without dreams. The word is also interesting. Sushupta. Shupta means slept or sleeping. Su means well, slept well, that is without dreams. Deep sleep, sushupta. There, we do not desire anything. Whereas in waking state, we desire, we want to do, we want to see, we want to feel. That means to distinguish it from the waking state, Upanishad says, where one does not desire anything, then does not dream anything. In deep sleep, there is no dream. That is to distinguish it from dream state. In waking state, we are aware of the outside world. In dream, we are aware of our dream objects. In deep sleep, we are aware of nothing. Senses at that time are not functioning. Mind is not functioning. So we are not aware of anything. Then, ekibhutaha is a wonderful term. Ekibhutaha, that is, all the multiplicity has been resolved. In waking state, we see multiple things. There are multiplicities, dualities. In dream also, there are multiplicities. There are many things in the dream. But in deep sleep, all the multiplicities are resolved into nothing, no awareness. Everything has been resolved. And at that time, it's a homogeneous mass of consciousness which has no content, to be aware of. Upanishad says, pragyana ghana. Pragyana ghana. Then, because there is no duality or there is no multiplicity, so we are full of bliss at that time. Although we are not aware at that time that we are having blissful experience, but after waking up, we say we slept very well, so well that I did not know anything. So Upanishad says, why deep sleep is so blissful state? Because it is one of the fundamental principles of Upanishads and Vedanta that multiplicity is stressful. Multiplicity is problematic. If there is oneness, there is no stress, there is no fear, there is no desire if there is oneness. Because all the multiplicity is resolved into a homogeneous mass of consciousness, we are not aware of anything. So we are at the state full of bliss, Ananda Mayaha. That is, our state is Ananda Mayaha, full of bliss, full of joy. And at that time, what do we experience? Bliss, which can be felt after waking up. That's why Pragya, the sleeper, is called Ananda Bhuk. Bhuk means eater. Eater. Okay. So we eat as it were, or we experience Ananda, joy, bliss. Finally, it is Cheto Mukhaha. It's a corridor, interface between waking and dreaming. Upanishad says that we don't go from waking to dreaming directly. We do not go from dreaming to waking directly. In between, there is always this pragya, sleeper state, sleeping, deep sleep. That is why it is a link between the waking and dreaming. So if suddenly someone wakes us up when we are sleeping, it takes a moment or two to really be aware, really be alert. Upanishad says that is a state of deep sleep. That is, though momentarily it is a deep sleep, so we are in that third quarter. That is why it is called a Chetomukha, link between waking and dreaming. That was the fifth mantra. Okay. And that too from individual perspective, our own sleep aspect. Now, one thing, what is the basis of sleep, dream? What is the basis of dream? We just kind of reviewing. Dreams are based on what?
Experiences from the day and our desires.
Right.
And
Good.
fears, and our fears too.
Fears, right. So dream world is based on our experience of the waking world, right? Waking world. Then suppose two people are staying in the same room and doing the exactly same things throughout the day up to before going to sleep. Will they dream the same thing?
No.
Right.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, in 50 years, it happened to us at least 2 times that we woke up and had the same dream, but usually not. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. So why is it so that if we are living in the same world, which is the basis of our dream, but we are dreaming we are having two different dream world?
We have a different experience.
Right. It's not the different experience, we should say. So although we are encountering the same world, but we are creating our own world. Is not it? Try to understand this. I mean, it's a known thing that although we are living in the same world, but out of this visible, tangible world, we are creating our own world. That is, each of us has a own world. Even in waking state, although the things may be same around all of us, we are having a different waking world. And that is the reason why not every situation, every place, everything is equally desired or liked by us. If two of us visit a place, when we come back, our experiences, if recorded separately, we won't say the same things. Because of our predisposition, our prejudices, our likes, our dislikes, out of this same world, we create our own world. Do we agree on that? That all means we are not encountering the same physical world, so to say. We are creating our own worlds even when we are awake. Even when we are awake, we are out of this visible world, creating our own world. So when Upanishad says that in deep sleep, our waking world and dream world get resolved into an unmanifested state, which is a causal state like a seed, it means that not that the whole physical world has been dissolved into deep sleep. It is the physical world of my creation that is going to an unmanifest state in deep sleep. Got it? In deep sleep, my waking world, that is my own creation, out of the visible world, as well as dream world, which is exclusively my private creation, all these both the worlds get dissolved into deep sleep. And when we wake up from deep sleep, those seeds then again starts their germination. They sprouts, and we are again back to dream world or our this waking world. So consciousness associated with our deep sleep is the creator of our dream world as well as our physical world. Creator in the sense that all those things, impressions, and all those ideas get dissolved there, resolved there, and again from there, the world, dream world as well as physical world spring up. Okay, so in that sense, our deep sleep state is creator of our dream world and this visible world. In the same way, when we think about collectively, the cosmic aspect of it, here is creation in front of us. So as our dream world, we create our dream world and our waking world from deep sleep. So also, in cosmic level, this universe is created from an unmanifest state, which is called the deep sleep of Brahman, the vast consciousness. Okay, so at individual level, we are called pragya when we are in deep sleep, and in cosmic level, the Brahman, the pure consciousness, at the unmanifested state of the universe is called Ishvara. Ishvara. Okay. Ishvara literally means the creator. The creator. Okay. So how did they reach this conclusion? They found that every visible thing in this universe needs a creator. Creator. I see a chair. That means someone created it. I see a table. Someone created it. So who created this universe? So according to the Upanishads, this world, this universe came from Brahman. Brahman, when the everything was unmanifest in seed form, like our deep sleep, that state of Brahman consciousness in cosmic level, at macrocosm level, is called Ishvara. Ishvara. Okay? So we are talking about two types of creators. Individual creators. We are individual creators of our dream world and this visible physical world, as well as the physical world itself is the creation itself has a creator, which is none other than Brahman, when it is the creation is in unmanifest state. Okay. That is the deep sleep state of Brahman. Deep sleep state of Brahman. The deep sleep state of Atma is called Pragya. Deep sleep state of Brahman is called Ishvara. Next mantra, mantra number 6, is about this cosmic aspect of the sleeper. Cosmic aspect of the sleeper. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. Just mantra 6. Mantra is short enough. Esha sarveśvara. Esha sarvajña. Esha antaryāmi. Esha yoniḥ sarvasya. Prabhava apyayau hi bhūtānām. What does it mean? Esha, this, that is the universal deep sleep state, sarveśvara, is the Lord of everything. Esha, this, sarvajña, is omniscient. Esha, this, antaryāmi, the inner controller. Esha, this, yoniḥ sarvasya, is the source of everything. He, indeed, assuredly or indeed, prabhava apyayau, the origin and end, bhūtānām, of all beings. The cosmic deep sleep state is the Lord of everything, omniscient, the inner controller, indeed the origin and end of all beings. All right. It's a wonderful mantra. let's dive in. Okay. Now, before going to the mantra, let's take an understanding of creation. Okay. Anything to be created, what are the things needed? Okay. For example, say a painting requires two types of things. One is the material, the paint itself, the canvas, the brush. But just having paint and brush and canvas cannot create a painting. We need someone with knowledge about painting, right? Color perspective or color theory, then perspective. So they should have a knowledge of painting. And knowledge alone won't do. That person need to have skill for painting. Skill for painting. So Upanishad and Vedanta says that everything created has two causes, two types of causes. Okay, causes means here origin, okay, or two fundamental necessities for any creation. One is called the material cause. The material cause, okay. For example, of the painting, the material cause is the paint, the canvas, the brush, and then an intelligent cause or efficient cause. Here comes the painter. Painter. So in Sanskrit, they call upadana karana. Upadana means the material out of which the thing was created. And nimitta karana, who created it. Okay, who created it. So for this universe to come into effect, there are also two things are needed. One is a material cause and an efficient cause. And this mantra is all about that. What is the material cause of the universe and what is the efficient cause of the universe? Okay, wonderful. If we just look at deeply. So what is the material cause? What is the efficient cause? So painting is easy. Okay, an easier example. Definitely, to create the universe, one has to have the knowledge of everything that is to be produced, that is to be created, right? So painter has knowledge of the things that they are going to paint. A carpenter has knowledge of the table that the carpenter is going to make. A laptop maker has knowledge of the laptop that they are going to make. But one who is creating the universe has to have knowledge of everything being created. That has been called Esha Sarvajña. Esha Sarvajña, one omniscient, one who knows everything that will be in the creation. And then, not only the knowledge, they have to have the power to create. If we take the example of the painter, the skill of painting may be called a power, right? A power, a talent. Similarly, here it is called sarveśvara. Ishvara is called sarveśvara, one who has the power to create everything. These two things, being omniscient and being the creator of all, what kind of cause What kind of cause of creation? These two things together?
Efficient cause.
Efficient cause or intelligent cause for the universe. Okay. Efficient cause or intelligent, it is called nimitta karana. Nimitta karana. Ishvara, literally the creator. So who is creator? Brahman alone, consciousness alone, when seen as in the act of creation. In the act of creation, that is Ishvara. How does Brahman create? Upanishad says through its own power of Maya, wielding its own power, which is called Maya. With the help of Maya, Brahman creates this universe. What is Maya? Maya is nothing but the three gunas: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, in different combination, they make what? The subtle elements. These subtle elements in different combination make these gross elements: air, fire, space, ether, space and air, all these five elements, water. And these five elements in different combination and permutation makes this visible universe. So what is the material cause of the universe? Efficient or intelligent cause was Brahman itself. And what is the material cause of universe?
The gunas?
Yes, the gunas, right. And these three gunas are called Maya. Maya is nothing but the three gunas. Okay. But again, the three gunas exist only in Brahman. Okay. This is something to be thought about. That in all other cases, the creator is different from the material that with which they are creating. But according to Upanishad, this Maya or the three gunas are also belong to Brahman alone. Brahman alone, okay, which ultimately Upanishad will negate. Upanishad ultimately will negate that Maya is not a eternal reality. It's not an eternal reality. It is power of Brahman itself. That's why this mantra says yoniḥ sarvasya. That is, Brahman itself in that unmanifest state is the source of everything. Source of everything. That is, everything, this visible universe has come from none other than Brahman. But Brahman itself did not undergo any change. It did not undergo any change, but out of this apparently mystic or mystical, mysterious thing called Maya, Brahman creates this universe. Okay, this is something, this concept of Maya, that is something which Advaita Vedanta, if you say the one weakness of Advaita Vedanta, it is the concept of Maya. That if we accept that Brahman needs another thing called Maya to create the universe, that means there are two things needed, Brahman and Maya. Ultimately, then it comes to two things, two realities, Brahman and Maya. Then non-duality does not hold its ground. But the non-dual Vedanta says this Maya is an apparent reality. apparent reality which vanishes at the moment we have knowledge. So Maya is anadi, that it exists from the beginning, but it has an end. When it has an end? When we get knowledge. When we get illumination, then we go beyond Maya. The Maya, collective Maya, still remains, because of which we see the universe. But this Maya becomes a secondary reality to me. So Maya does not remain real at that time after illumination. So Maya is such a mysterious thing. But Vedanta says, Upanishad says, Maya also actually belongs to Brahman alone. That is why Upanishad says that Esho yoniḥ sarvasya. It is the source of everything. Yoni literally means womb. So what does it mean? That Ishvara, that is Brahman, is also the material cause of all creation. Everything is ultimately Brahman with name and form. So Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, or the 5 elements, according to Vedanta, these are nothing but Brahman appearing in different forms and different names. Okay. In that sense, the material cause of the universe is also ultimately Brahman alone. Brahman alone. That has been specified by the term yoniḥ sarvasya. It is the source of everything. It is the womb of everything. So the material cause of the universe is ultimately Brahman, and the efficient or intelligent cause of the universe is ultimately Brahman. Okay. In this mantra, 2 aspects of the intelligent cause has been shown. One is knowledge of the creation, as well as the power to create. Okay. Sarvajña, sarveśvara. These 2 things denote that Brahman's efficient being the efficient cause of the universe. Then another interesting term, antaryāmi. Antaryāmi. Do you know what is the meaning of antaryāmi?
The indweller.
Yeah, the indweller.
Controller.
Yes, yes. Antar means inside. Yami has come from the word. Which word?
Control.
Yes. The Sanskrit word?
Yama.
Yama. Right, Yama. One who controls is called Yami. Okay. So Upanishad says antaryāmi. So why antaryāmi? Creation has to be in order. Okay. It should not be a chaotic creation. That's why the Ishvara has to have a power to control what to create, in which fashion to create, how much to create. Okay. So antaryāmi, that is a restraining power. Ishvara's restraining powers, Brahman's restraining powers, without which creation could have been chaotic. But creation has an order. Why? Because Brahman is antaryāmi, the inner controller. And then last 2 words, prabhava, apyayau. Prabhava means the origin. That explains that everything, whether gross or subtle, they remain in potential form in Brahman. They remain resolved in Brahman at the time of pralaya or dissolution. But apyayau means that yes, not only they remain in seed form in Brahman before creation, but at the time of dissolution, as every day we have dissolution in deep sleep, when all the mental impressions go and remain hidden in a seed form. Similarly, according to Vedanta, after every creation comes dissolution, when everything goes back and remain in seed form, that is apyayau, that is getting resolved into Brahman. Okay, not only everything originates from Brahman, but also after destruction, after dissolution, they remain again resolved in Brahman. They go back to Brahman alone. And that is what in Taittiriya Upanishad we find, that the student goes to the teacher that, what is Brahman? Teach me Brahman. Then the father is the teacher, says, Yato va imani bhūtānī jayante. From where everything has come. Not only that, where everything lives, which sustains everything, and where everything goes back. Know that to be Brahman. Know that to be that vast ultimate reality from which everything has come, which sustains everything, and to which everything goes back after destruction or dissolution. Prabhava, apyayau. It is the origin and end of all living beings. That is, all of us are product of that same Brahman, and all of us ultimately will go back to that Brahman. Not only that, we are sustained by the same Brahman. We are sustained. We are held together. We are living everything in and through that reality, Brahman. That is the that is the main points of this mantra. Mantra number 6. So mantra number 6 again was the collective aspect of the deep sleep. And this collective aspect of the deep sleep is called Ishvara. Okay, Ishvara, where everything remains in potential form, and from there things starts coming. From where again things are created. All right, so let's take a look at let me summarize it in PowerPoint. Okay, sleeper's universe at individual level, it is pragya, and cosmic level, it is called Ishvara. Sleeper, Ishvara, it is the third quarter, third aspect. The state is cosmic deep sleep. And in that state, Brahman is called sarvajña, knows everything about creation. Sarveśvara has the power to create. These two things, knowledge of everything and the power to create, is the intelligent cause, the efficient cause, nimitta karana of the creation. Yoniḥ sarvasya, source of everything. That is the material cause of this universe. And it is antaryāmi, inner controller, so that creation is not chaotic. Creation follows an order that requires restraint and control. Finally, prabhava, apyayau hi bhūtānām, origin and end of beings. The origin and the end of beings. All right. Any question about what we have discussed so far? Okay, there was one chat. How does Purusha and Prakriti fit in with the three gunas? Very good question. So Purusha and Prakriti is the concept of Sankhya. Okay, Sankhya. So according to Sankhya, Purusha is consciousness, and there is another reality called Prakriti. Prakriti means nothing but the three gunas and their successive modification. Advaita goes one step ahead and says there are no ultimately two realities called Purusha and Prakriti. The Prakriti, which is appearing as a separate reality, ultimately has no separate existence from consciousness. Okay. Their point of view is this, that to understand Prakriti, to understand or to experience the world, the most important thing needed is consciousness. If there is no consciousness, we cannot experience Prakriti. That means Prakriti's existence depends upon consciousness or Purusha or Atma. So Prakriti appears in Vyavaharika level, in transactional level, in empirical level. Of course, we have to accept Prakriti. But in ultimate analysis, in Advaita, Prakriti is not a separate reality. Okay. But personally, I like Purusha and Prakriti concept far more appealing than resolving everything into Brahman. Okay. What is the role of will in creation? Yes, what is the role of will in creation? That is very interesting question because it has got different answers based on different schools. According to Advaita, Ishvara does not do any will to create. Okay. Actually, that we shall, in fact, come today. Come in Gaudapada's Karika. Gaudapada's Karika. Okay. About the role of will. And Gaudapada will say something which is mind-boggling that we shall see soon. See soon. Okay. Then the question of will also will vanish. The question of will. Why it is so, you know? Why the question of will is so controversial? Can anybody tell why the question of will is so controversial? Because apparently this creation came, that means Ishvara had a will to create. Will to create. Is not it? I cannot hear you, Betty. Your microphone may be off. No, we cannot. The will of Brahman. Yes, sure. Will of Brahman. When we are talking about creation. Okay. Will anybody try that? Why will is has to do with desire and how can Brahman? Right. Thank you, Betty. Thank you. Has to do with desire. When do you will? When do you will? We want something, then we will, right? It presupposes a desire to do something. Otherwise, Why should I will to go out? Why should I will to go to kitchen if I am not hungry? Okay, so if we think that creation involves the will of God, then comes the question, what desire Brahman might have? Brahman has desire, it means Brahman is not complete, is not fulfilled.
Swami,
Yes.
it seems to me like it's more of an expression of Brahman's isness. And Brahman's isness, in my understanding, is love. Because we can't have a universe that's bad or destructive, because we would eventually destroy. So eventually, so the universe that we have, sometimes I think to myself, how grateful I am that I was born or created into a loving, good universe.
Right.
But I think that that's the only way that anything can be, because I don't think existence can continue if it was anything less than love, which would be more towards destruction. So it just seems like it's not the will of Brahman, it's the natural, like Brahman can't help itself in expressing itself for what it is by way of love.
Okay, very good. So we shall go into that verse of Gaudapada, but the essence of the Gaudapada's Karika, which became very famous, is this: there has been no creation at all. And how does Gaudapada says that? Gaudapada says, follow this, very important. We don't have to agree, but what a subtle point it is. Gaudapada says that if creation means things which were already in causal form and then just being manifest, right? In deep sleep, things were dissolved, then they manifest. And creation, this mantra said that everything has origin in Brahman. That is, everything, every part of the creation was in unmanifest form in Brahman, right? So it is a matter of being manifested from the unmanifest. Being manifested from unmanifest. But it is not creation then. Creation means starting everything anew from nothing. Creation means there was nothing and I brought it into existence, right? So Gaudapada's logic is, if everything existed already in a subtle form, in a causal form, then where is creation? No creation at all. Okay, so everything is going on perpetually. Things becoming manifest, then getting dissolved, remaining in causal state, and in the next cycle of creation, so-called creation, next cycle, it is being manifest. So where is creation? So if there is no creation, where is the question of will? Things are following their karma. You know, things are being held together by karma. My karma, your karma, collective karma is getting resolved, and those karma, by force of their karma, they are becoming manifest again. So where is creation at all? So that's why, interestingly, try to understand this. We may not agree with this, the subtlety of the logic. If there is no creation, at all, it is just being manifest to unmanifest, who is bound? Nobody is bound. Why is the question of becoming free? We are already free. We were never bound at all. You know, from that logic, that it was unmanifest and just became manifest. So there was no creation as such. Okay, we shall come to that, in further details later on. But let me see. Creation indicates time. Exactly. In fact, Mandukya and Gaudapada, Gaudapada writes 9 Karikas in between mantra 6 and mantra 7. We have just completed mantra 6. In between mantra 6 and mantra 7 of the Upanishad, Gaudapada writes 7 Karikas. And the last 3 Karikas are all about this. That somebody says time is the creator. Somebody says God is creator. Somebody says that it is God's lila, play to create. Okay. But I ask, where is the creation? Where is the creation? There's no creation as such. It is being manifest, which was unmanifest, becoming manifest. So it's not a creation per se. Okay. So it is going on perpetually. That is Gaudapada says. It is something difficult to accept, but I appreciated the subtlety of the observation. If already everything exists in Ishvara as unmanifest, and what we call creation is nothing but becoming from causal seed to a visible plant, then where is the creation? It is just becoming manifest and unmanifest. Okay. We shall take a look at that. Okay. All right. So let's take up the Karikas. Okay. Let's take up the Karikas. We may not come to Karika 6, which is the most important among all the Karikas. But we can take the first 5 Karikas, okay, which kind of summarizes what we have studied so far, and also some additional insight on the matter. Okay.
Maharaj,
As I said,
question.
yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so what causes the manifestation to happen from unmanifest? Understand unmanifest to manifest. The force
Rule
of
of-
karma, whose karma?
Yeah, rule of karma. Yeah, rule of karma. Law of
Is
karma.
that collective karma? Is that
Collective karma.
of everyone?
Yes, collective karma. Collective karma. Okay. So it makes things, scary, kind of. That is almost like becoming a materialist. That materialist, according to the things are going on into there. But materialist would not have not yet come to the conclusion that creation is cyclic, so-called. So they have to reconcile with the fact that things came out from nothing. Things came out from nothing. Gaudapada says things always existed. The stuff of the creation always existed. It is the matter of becoming manifest and unmanifest. Manifest, unmanifest. Okay. All right. Karikas. We shall not go into details into the Karikas, but take a look. Karika 1 to 9, in between mantra 6 and 7 of Mandukya Upanishad. Karika 1 to 5 are about the 3 states that we have discussed so far, along with some additional insight or his own comments. Karika 6 is theory of no creation. And 7 to 9 is other theories of creation. This theory of no creation, later on, he expands in the 3rd chapter of his Karikas. Here, he only gives a hint about it. Okay. Karika 1. Bahispragyo vibhur vishyo hyananta pragyastu taijasaha ghana pragyas tatha pragyo eko eva tridha smitaha. Vishwa is with outward consciousness and is all pervading. Taijasa, however, is with inward consciousness. Vishwa means our waking state, Taijasa means dream state, and Pragya, that is our deep sleep state, and Pragya is a mass of consciousness. And what he adds is the same one is thought of in a threefold way. The same one is thought of in a threefold way. So same one means same one. What Gaudapada means by same one? I could not hear Paul.
Brahman.
Somehow Paul is not audible. I don't know. Oh, when was this written? Gaudapada. Okay, I shall speak something about Gaudapada later on. Okay, in the next class. I am not very sure whether it was a before Christ or in the common era. Okay, so I shall study further about Gaudapada and try to answer it. All right. Yes. Ekaha means the same one means the same one means the same Atma is thought of in a threefold way, depending upon whether it is associated with waking state or dream state or deep sleep state. Okay. His second Karika is, this is mystical. Dakshina akshimukhe vishwo manasyantastu taijasah manasyantastu taijasah akashe cha vidhi pragya tridha dehe vyavasthitah. Vishwa is in the opening of the right eye. Taijasa, however, is within the mind. And Pragya is in the space within the heart. The same one is placed in the body in a threefold way. This is a upasana based on Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So there, for the sake of the Upasana, the Upanishad talks about various locations in the body for the invocation. Okay, that is the waker, Vishwa, where we should meditate in the right eye. Even though entire person is the waker, the Upanishad gives a particular location where the waker can be invoked. And eyes are considered the most prominent sense organs of the waker because eyes have a large range of operation. Without eyes is the most important, of the organs. And Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, chapter 4, section 2, it is said that right eye is very sacred. And Vishwa, if you want to meditate on the waker, where to meditate in the location of the body? On the right eye. Meditate on the right eye as waker. Why right eye? We don't know. It must be a mystical form of meditation. And Brihadaranyaka said that the waker, who is waker? Atma plus the waking state. If you want to meditate on Vishwa, your own, you are awake and you are trying to meditate as the waker. Where to meditate? on the right eye. Okay, that is what Gaudapada has borrowed from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Waker should be meditated on the right eye. Then, Tayyasa, the dreamer, where has to be meditated? The mind. Mind is prominent part of the subtle body. And if you remember, in dreamer, which body is working? Subtle body. We are watching all the dreams, hearing sounds in the dream through our subtle body, subtle sense organs. And among all of the subtle organs, 19, you remember 19? Mind is the most powerful. So if you want to meditate on the dreamer, where you should meditate? On mind. And if you want to meditate on the sleeper, pragya, it is in the space of heart. That is also has reference to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, chapter 2, section 2, that within our heart there is an inside space into which all our sense powers are resolved when we are in deep sleep. So pragya is to be invoked or meditated in this space. So these three different parts of the body are, in these three parts of the body, the three different quarters, pada of Atma, the waker, dreamer, and sleeper, has to be meditated. So this is a mystical thing we cannot know until we do the meditation this way, or maybe it was known thing, they just mentioned in the Upanishad how to do the meditation. The art has been lost probably. We just have to accept what Gaudapada says. Okay. That was second, right? Third Karika is Vishwo hi sthula bhuk nitvam taijasa pravivakta bhuk ananda bhuk tatha pragyas tridha bhogam nibodhataha. Vishwa is indeed the constant experiencer of the gross objects. Right? Vishwa, the waker. Taijasa, the dreamer, is the experiencer of the subtle objects. And pragya is the experiencer of ananda or bliss in deep sleep. Know the experience to be threefold. So there are three types of experience according to Gaudapada: the gross experience, the subtle experience, the experience of ananda or bliss that is in deep sleep. Okay. Any question about? I'm just going through so quickly. Any question about on the Karikas?
Maharaj, we meditate with the eyes closed, right? So I don't understand the right eye being. Are you saying
Yeah.
you just keep the right eye open?
Yeah, even when your eyes are closed, we can concentrate or focus our mind on the right eye. Just as when eyes are closed, we are trying to focus usually in the heart space, right? So even eyes are closed, we can still visualize heart space. In the same way, even the eyes are closed, we can still focus on our right eye.
Thank you.
Okay, so ask me any question on the Karikas if you have. Okay, third, okay. The experience is threefold. So all these are just, summarizing of what we have studied so far. Okay, here, number 4. Sthulam tarpayate vishwam pravivyaktam tu tayyasam anandascha tatha pragyam tridha triptim nibodhata. The gross objects satisfies Vishwa, whereas the subtle objects satisfies Tayyasa, the dreamer, and Ananda satisfies Pragya. Know the satisfaction to be threefold. Same thing before, what he said in the mantra. In the earlier Karika, he said that the experience, about threefold experience, and now it is about 3 types of satisfaction. What satisfied the waker? The gross experience. What satisfies the dreamer? The subtle objects. And what satisfies the sleeper? Ananda or bliss. Okay. Yes.
Maharaj,
Yeah.
so in the deep sleep, Ananda is satisfies, but in deep sleep you really don't feel anything. There's total absence of.
Exactly. Yeah, we have discussed that. But deep sleep we don't feel anything, but after waking up we feel that what such a wonderful experience we had. And if we miss deep sleep, we feel so bad. Okay. From this we infer that we experienced only Ananda. And that we recall later on. Okay. That we recall. Okay. Trishu dhamasu yat bhojyam bhokta yascha prakirtitaha veda itat ubhayam yastu veda etat ubhayam yastu sa bhunjano na lipyate. So this is something Gaudapada's own contribution, which was not mentioned in the Upanishad. What is that? Okay. He says, one who is said to be the experiencer and that which is said to be the experienced in the 3 states, one who knows both of them is indeed not affected while experiencing them. So here he is speaking about the state of a jnani, an illumined person. If a person knows all these 3 pairs very well, what the 3 pairs? 3 pairs mean the waker and their waking world. 1 pair. Second pair is the dreamer and the dream world. Third pair is the sleeper and the bliss. These are called the 3 pairs. If a person knows all these 3 pairs very well, and the substratum of these 3 pairs, the Turiam, the original consciousness, they clearly know, that is, they clearly grasp. Such a person, the jnani, is never affected by the experience. Why? Because they understand that whatever is experienced is appearance, and the original consciousness is the reality. An appearance cannot contaminate reality. just like water or fire cannot contaminate space. Okay, so his point is, Gaurapada's point is that one who understands the fundamental reality, which is going through the three states. Okay, the reality, unchanging reality, the witness, consciousness, which is going through the three states. One who knows that substratum, as well as all the experiences, they really know. And by that knowledge, what happens? That they are not affected by the experiences. Okay. Why not affected by the experience? How we are affected by the experience? Because we are affected by experiences when we take those experiences to be absolutely real. Absolutely real. Okay. For example, example we can give that suppose children are playing with their dolls. Okay. And suppose a few children are playing with their dolls and they have created their own world. That this doll has gone to market, as the babies do, right? Kids do. They make a story that as if their dolls role play, right? That one doll has gone to market, brought some grocery, another doll is making, as it were, preparing the meal, and this way. And suppose one of their dolls break, the babies, the kids start crying as if their whole world is broken. Whole world has broken. What we do, we try to, pretend that it's so, your doll is broken. Right, I understand. I will get a new doll for you. But are we really sad about that the doll broke? We are not. We are not, because we know that it is not, yes, for the baby, it's a supreme reality. The doll has life. The doll is animated, and doll has a reality, a living reality. And we don't want to hurt the kid by saying that it is a material thing. We also, as it were, show that we are also very much sad with since the doll has broken, right? What will happen now? Okay, we shall go take your doll to the doctor. This kind of assurance also we give. Okay, we take your doll to the doctor and doctor will fix it. Don't cry. And what we do, probably bring a new doll and exchange it. But in the whole process, are we really sad that the doll broke its hand the way the kid is? Similarly, the Gyani, what happens, although going through all these experiences, they know these have in fact, lower level of reality. Lower level of reality. Interestingly, yesterday I read in the Atlantic that Aristotle's 10 principles for happiness. 10 principles for happiness. And it was written by Arthur C. Brooks. What he does is he takes up ancient wisdom, then backs them up with empirical data or empirical research. Arthur C. Brooks, he writes in the Atlantic. Every week he has a column, the happiness column, or how to build your life column. So there, Aristotle said that keep a good spirit to be happy. By that, Aristotle meant that keep your mind at a higher level so that the petty things, trivial things don't disturb you much. Okay. And recent studies have found that kids who find meaning in their life, even teenagers who have a meaning in their life, they can handle their success and failure far better than those who don't have an overarching goal or a meaning in their life. They found that kids who are motivated for a goal, or a pursuit or a principle in their life, they are much less bothered about how much likes and dislikes they are getting in their social media posts. For them, it is a trivial thing. But for most of the teens, the number of likes and dislikes in social media, Instagram or Facebook post is a huge thing. Huge thing. It is creating stress, anxiety, and lack of self-worth. And even some of them have committed suicide because of this like and dislike. So this proves the point that if we have a higher goal, or if we are engaged with something higher, then many things will feel trivial to us. Same way, Gyani is so much engaged with the joy of spirit, of Atma, that these experiences do not affect them so much as they affect us. They will be affected, surely, but not so much as we are affected. Okay, that is Gaudapada is telling here, that to one who has known that reality, which alone is going through all the three types of experience, they are not so much affected or bothered by their experiences. Okay. All right. So we stop it here today. We shall take next day the 6th Karika of Gaudapada. Okay, which is an important one, which is a very original contribution of Gaudapada, upon which he builds the theory of Ajativada, no creation, theory of no creation. And also we shall take up the next mantra, mantra number 7 of Upanishad, which is about the 4th, Turiya. Okay.
What was that about fire and water? I did not read that last line. That number 5 Karika, you had something towards the end. If you show your notes again.
Oh, the Karika 5, Karika 7 to 9 is about other theories of creation.
No, in the Karika 5 explanation, towards the bottom, you had something about fire and water.
Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. Just as fire and water cannot contaminate space, as the space cannot be wet by water or burnt by fire, so the reality, consciousness, cannot be contaminated by experiences. Okay. Okay, I shall email you all the stuff that I showed you today. Okay. And feel free to ask questions, because indeed, these are very subtle things and not easy to always accept. Okay. Not always easy to accept. But let me tell you one thing, that after discussing all the 3 states, it will appear that these were pointless from Vedanta standpoint. Okay, pointless. Vedanta was not interested about all the 3 states at all. But since we are interested, Vedanta or Upanishad started with these states. Okay. All right. So see you next week. Thank you.